Dogboy, Danger on Liberty Pier. Written by Bill Meeks. Narrated by Nathan Beatty. Chapter 1. Hunted. His hand on his throwing knife, Dogboy hid in the shadows as a police car cruised down the street. It was 20 minutes past 5 on a warm Saturday evening. Dogboy was on his way to Liberty Pier to meet Mr. Horam, his boss at the old curiosity shop, as well as his current guardian. A spotlight hit the wall behind him. He ducked down behind a trash can as the light panned across the bricks. Dogboy didn't move, didn't even breathe as he waited for the car to pass. He saw a sign posted on the wall offering a reward for his capture, signed by Mayor Lane. Heck of a way to thank a guy for saving the city, he thought. The police car continued down the road, then crossed the cement bridge connecting the street to the pier, then out to the Stratemeyer River. Dogboy jumped out from behind the trash can. A police officer stood beside him on the sidewalk. Dogboy froze, hoping if he didn't move the officer wouldn't see him. This is it, he thought. After everything he'd gone through the past few weeks, this is how it would end. Arrested, identity exposed, then put in an orphanage to rot. He held up his hands. I know you're asking yourself, why is this charming, charismatic kid hiding behind a trash can with a dog mask on? Have I got a story for you, he said. I don't have time to play games, kid. Get out of here. Dogboy reached behind his back. Out came a silk flower bouquet, which he shoved under the officer's nose. For the best cop I ever met, he said. The officer took the bouquet and considered it. Why would a kid? We do all sorts of crazy stuff, sir. But you know that. Our cops are the smartest cops in the country. Right, sir? Dogboy said. Yeah, the officer said as he sniffed the faux bouquet. Dogboy bowed, turned tail, and ran away from the officer. Pretty lucky, he thought. Hey, wait! You that Dogboy kid? The officer yelled, running after him. The masked mutt grabbed onto a drain pipe running up a nearby building, climbed until he reached the neon sign that buzzed 20 feet above the ground. The officer pulled out his weapon and pointed it at the boy. I don't want to shoot you, kid, so you'd better come down here. Mayor Lane said he wants you brought in, but he didn't say you had to be in mint condition. You'll be lucky to get very fine. I've always been a little dog-eared. Don't feel too bad, though. It's a buyer's market these days anyway. A bus pulled up to the curb in front of the drugstore, dropping off a few kids around Dogboy's age. That'll do the trick, he thought. He imagined a white line running over the sidewalk leading to the bus's roof. When the moment felt right, he launched himself across the sidewalk, tumbling through the air and then landing on the bus. Give my best to the mayor, he shouted to the officer as the bus rolled away. Dogboy rode along for several blocks, holding on to a small vent, until he'd put enough distance between himself and the officer. When the bus made its next stop, he hopped off, landing on garbage bags stacked by the curb. This costume is definitely getting washed tonight, he thought. Dogboy got up, careful not to pierce the bags with his knife, then ducked into an alley. There, he noticed some familiar graffiti on the wall, his mask in white spray paint. He'd seen a few like it in the past few days. A siren screamed in the distance. Dogboy ripped off his mask and cape, stashing them in his backpack, then waited for the police car to pass. A little while later, it was Bronson Black who walked out from the alley where Dogboy had disappeared moments before. Bronson Black looked like an average 13-year-old, a complete and total nobody, as far as the police knew. There is my Bronson, said a voice behind him. Bronson turned around. A strange man approached, carrying an ice chest and some coiled rope. He dressed like an Omani sultan, and walked like he needed practice. Hey, Mr. Horam, Bronson said. I thought you'd be on the boat already. First rule of high sea. You leaving land, you bring food, Mr. Horam said. I make us fresh gyros. Freshest lamb in Colta City. What's a gyro? Bronson asked. Is lamb, special sauce, all wrapped up. Oh, a gyro, Bronson asked. My mom made those one time. It pronounced gyro, you see? Gy is ye, not ja. Gyro. That's what you say. My mom said it the other way, Bronson said. Where do you get fresh lamb in the middle of the city? I haven't seen any farms around or anything. Second rule of high sea, never ask meat questions. Better to not know sometimes, Mr. Horam said.